Good morning and welcome to the garden.
We're just... Good morning, beautiful souls. As you continue to come into the sanctuary, we're going to be starting here shortly. I see a lot of green today. That means Hogeye Navvy's in the house. We are very excited about that. And I'm still writing down announcements as we get started here. Debbie is, okay. Well, let's start with Debbie. Debbie, buddy bags? Where's Debbie? Oh, here she is, okay. You know, when I first heard that, I thought it was body bags, and I thought, that's morbid, that this is buddy bag. Okay, good, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not body bags, it's buddy bags. And they go to the kids that are on the school free lunch program at Allisonville Elementary. And during their spring break, well, they do it for all the breaks, but we have spring break this year, and it's just so that they have snacks and food during that time so they're not food insecure, because they depend on the school lunch program during the time that they're in school. So we're collecting today. Sign-up sheets are out in the back, and then you need to bring in your donations, and we will accept cash. But your donations are due in next Sunday so that we can get the bags stuffed and delivered by the following Tuesday. So thank you very much in advance.
Wonderful. I heard there was a impromptu work thing going on at the grounds yesterday. Beth and Scott were there. Beth wanted to thank Scott for showing up as well. And I'm sure we'll have a few more of those days on Saturdays coming up, helping with FC Indy. It's a big property to take care of, so we want to thank you for that. Of course, I'm wearing my Irish shirt that I bought 17 years ago, back in the day when Irish Fest was a big deal in Indianapolis. You remember that? 3 big stages filled, thousands of people showed up. It was my favorite festival. I don't even think it's happening anymore. But I love that. And the interesting thing I discovered while at Irish Fest each year is that I love to dance, first of all, and I love to dance to Irish music. But my dancing improved as the night went on, and I had more Guinness and Smittix. There was something about Guinness and Smittix that somehow affects your dancing. And for me, it worked great. My daughters would say not, but it helped me a lot. I'm excited about this group. I know Carolyn definitely is. All of you have. They've been back a lot. They'll be at Aristocrats, I think, on Tuesday night. I got my John O'Donohue ring. I saw they're going to play Tommy Sand's song because I had Tommy on my radio show, and he gave the backstory on that very song. Tommy was always a favorite of mine, even though he lived in Northern Ireland, and I'm sure they'll talk more about him as well. Also, announcements. We've had him on the screen before. Together, we have you, Weatherly. He's the intern for FC Indy, a fine young man, and also very knowledgeable about the environment. And so specifically today, he's going to be talking about the ethical issues that surround the building of data centers. Data centers has become a big deal all across the country, and especially here in Central Indiana. It's something, well, I won't give my personal opinion on it, but I think we need to know more about it. A couple of others, the devotional program, Path to Belonging. I use mine every day. Actually, I don't often say this, I am impressed with that because the reminders every day are simple and inspiring. So I encourage you to pick up a copy. We have more out there as well. And then one last one, there's a lot on there. Saturday, March 21st, Choose Love, Not Ice. It's a candlelight vigil. If you're watching online, it starts at 7 p.m. at Christ Church Cathedral. So I encourage your participation with that. I'll be there as well. And now, our lead pastor.
Well, there's one more announcement as well. We will be accepting new members on Easter Sunday, and if this is something that you have considered in the past, or you wish to reaffirm your membership at the Garden, we're going to encourage folks to do just that. We have a number of folks who are going to join on that day. And I have some documentation here that tells you a little bit more about joining the garden. So if you would see me afterwards, I can give you this piece of paper and we'll go from there. But Hogeye's going to help center us today as we prepare for a time.
By the way, kids in the house, meet Leanne at the door. She's going to escort you downstairs for an inspiring teaching. And by the way, think about joining, because I'm your associate pastor. I'm joining the church too on that day. So it's going to be a great Sunday.
Might be a good idea. Yeah. So let's take a moment to center ourselves, be reminded that if we're still, we can know God. Just center our being. Devotional moment. Awake, O my soul, to the sacred dreams that are stirring within you. Awake to the imaginations of the heart and the cherished hopes of what will be. Do not be afraid. Awake, O my soul, to the sacred dreams that are stirring within you. Awake, O my soul. Awake. Will you join me in the words of peace? Shalom, salam, namaste, peace.
Good morning, friends. As you can tell, music brings us together. The first time I came to the garden, they were playing George Thorogood's Bad to the Bone. So this is a little bit different, you know. Concerts bring people together. Thousands of people will come together for one cause, to sing together. It's kind of remarkable. Today, Hogeye Navvy brought us together. With that, let us pray. Heavenly One, thank you for our many blessings. As we gather together with the sound of the fiddle, thank you for the gift of community and celebration. Bless the musicians as they play, and as we listen, may the road to meet us all. And may we always remember that with you, we are indeed lucky. We also ask for a wee bit of luck as Purdue is playing for the Big Ten tournament title today. Amen. The generosity of the garden is made possible by you. You, the gardener, nurturing as a shared mission, helping it bloom and thrive. This year, we challenge you to be bold in your faith and in your presence. If you can contribute today as we pass the harvest basket, we thank you. If you find yourself unable to give currently, know that you are a vital part of what makes the garden grow. In this space, we are all free to be. Together, let's continue to cultivate the space of love, hope, and growth. And may we all be Irish today.
We're going to wait on the baskets. They'll go out a little bit later. That's okay. No worries. No worries. But I have to tell you, I was here on Christmas Eve, and there are many more of you here this morning than were here on Christmas Eve. So I have to say that Hogeye Navvy Sunday, or the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day, or St. Patrick's Day when it falls on Sunday, is far more important to the garden than Christmas Eve. But what that means to me in my heart of hearts is that this group of people get it. We get the power and the beauty in Celtic spirituality. We get the power and the beauty of the birth of Jesus. We get the power and beauty of family, which is why so many of us aren't here on Christmas Eve. But today is about family, and it's about something that's so important to us, the power of music, as Becky has noted. And I would also like to note, and I think I noted this last year, Mac is not only an amazing musician, but she is a pastor as well. So listen closely, and you will pick up a bit of the love of God, not only through the music, but through the pastor as well. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Hogeye Navvy.
Thank you. Okay, well, I would like to just point out one thing before we actually start, and that is that you get 2 for 1 today because Tim over here is also an ordained Presbyterian minister. So you have now we've got to get Leslie on board. It's not too late to go to seminary. That's what I say. It's never too late to go to seminary. So yeah. So we're in Lent. We're in Lent. And the thing about Lent is that we tend to get this notion that for the duration of the 40 days, we're supposed to give up something, as if in denying ourselves something, we will somehow be made better. And fairly often, what we decide to deny has no real meaning, but is actually something frivolous that we can easily do without for a while. You know, I picture Jesus out there in the wilderness for his 40 days, and yes, we are told that he fasted, but I don't see him as denying something as much as I see him embracing, holding on to something, like embracing the true source of strength and power, and embracing the full knowledge of who he is. And this makes me wonder if for these 40 days and even beyond, we are supposed to be embracing rather than denying. So I like to consider these words from Père Henri, who was a character in a film called Chocolat. And here's what he said: "We can't go around measuring our goodness by what we don't do, by what we deny ourselves, what we resist, and who we exclude. I think we've got to measure our goodness by what we embrace, what we create, and who we include." So now today, we're going to consider how in Ireland there seems to be this strong tendency to embrace. And a big part of what they embrace is memories, because the memories are what help us to be rooted and to stay rooted, no matter how much time passes or how far away we go. And so here is a song that speaks to that.
I'm always light-hearted and easy, not a care in the world have I, for I know that I'm loved by a colleen, and I couldn't forget if I tried. She lives far away o'er the mountain, where the little birds sing on the tree, in a cottage all covered with ivy. My Eileen is waiting for me. It's over the mountain, where the little birds sing on the tree, in a cottage all covered with ivy. My Eileen is waiting for me. The time I bid goodbye to Eileen is a time that I'll never forget, for the tears bubbled up from their slumber, and I fancy that I see them yet. They look like the pearls in the ocean as she sang her tale of love. And she said, "My dear boy, don't forget me till we meet here again or above." Oh, it's over the mountain, where the little birds sing on the tree, in a cottage all covered with ivy. My Eileen is waiting for me. It's over. It's over the mountain, where the little birds sing on the tree, in a cottage all covered with ivy. My Eileen is waiting for me.
Well, for many generations, Ireland was considered a place to go away from. In fact, there was a time when one's very survival meant leaving Ireland. But they knew that the memories always go with you. And if you were among those who did go away, the hope was always there that you would one day return. And here is a song that expresses that hope. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 60, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus, no, sorry, your good friend the schoolmaster, Pat McNamara, is so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so empty and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected, with a third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad, and be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 70, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I suppose he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of. Now we have nothing to burn. And Bridget is happy you named a child for her, although she has 6 of her own. You say you've got work, but you don't say what kind, or when you'll be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 80, dear Michael and John, my sons. I'm sorry to send you the very sad news that your dear old mother has gone. We buried her at the church at Kilkenny. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly, but remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear now that Michael's returning with money. He's sure to buy land, for the crop has been poor and people are selling at any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 90, my dear and loving son John. I suppose I must be close on to 80. It's 30 years since you've gone. Because of all of the money you've sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house. Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family picture. They're lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 18 and 92, my dear brother John. I'm sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you that father has gone. He was living with Bridget. She says he was healthy and cheerful right down to the end. You should have seen him playing with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you and called for you at the end. Oh, why Don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again. And then, of course, if you were among those who remained, what you had to do was find a way to face the changes that can make home seem never like home again. Like the man in this next song, wondering, is it really possible to destroy the memories? Raised on song and story, the heroes of renown, the passing tales and glory that once were Dublin town. The passing, haunted halls and houses, haunting children's rhymes that once were part of Dublin in the rare old times. Sing, ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Sing that once more. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Oh, my name it is Sean Dempsey, as Dublin as can be, born hard and raised in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. By trade I was a cooper, lost to redundancy. Like my house that fell to progress, my trade's a memory. And I courted Peggy Dinan, as pretty as you please, a rogue but child of Mary, from the rebel liberties. I lost her to a student lad, so clever and so bold. When he took her off to Birmingham, she took away my soul. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Now the years have made me bitter, the gargle dims my brain, for Dublin keeps on changing and nothing stays the same. The metropole and pillar are gone, the royal long pulled down, while the gray unyielding concrete makes a city of my town. So farewell to Annalithia, I can no longer stay to watch the new glass cages rise up along the quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new rhymes. I'm a part what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin City in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin City in the rare old time. Thank you. But you know, like the Irish, we can find a way to make peace with a different way of life. And no matter what the changes, we still are part of the culture. We still belong to the culture, and we cannot deny that part of our very selves. So one of my very favorite poets these days is a man named John Rodell. If you don't know him, please look him up. If you can see his posts on Facebook. Sometimes his poems are so profoundly personal that I feel intrusive when I read them. But most of the time, his poems really speak to me. And one of my very favorites that he has written is this one, because he wrote this about the profound nature of who we are, and that it's likely because of whose we are, the children of God. And here's what he wrote. You are somebody's front porch to God. You are someone's doorway to mercy. You are the world's threshold to kindness. You are my entrance to letting go of regret. No pressure, but your life is a gateway to peace for both strangers and friends alike, whether you realize it or not. Empathy has chosen you to turn your heart into a welcome mat for others. This is a purpose of your life, to let your existence become a candle-lit veranda of hope for the rest of us to gather on during the long night. But still, we ask the questions that recall for us how deeply we are rooted and help us to make the most important decisions of our lives, like this one from Tim.
How could I live on the top of a mountain with no money in my pockets and no gold for to count it? But I would let the money go, all for to win her fancy, and I would marry no one but my bonny blue-eyed lassie. She's my bonny blue-eyed lassie with an air so sweet and tender, her walk like the swan that floats, and her waist so small and slender. Her golden hair in ringlets fair fell on her snow-white shoulders, and I'd ask her to marry me, and there is none who could be bolder. Some people say that she is very low in station, and some other people say she'll be the cause of my ruination. But let them all say what they will, to me she will prove constant still. Till the day that I die, she'll be mine own lovely lady. Lightly swims the swan o'er the dark waters of O'Hill, and blithely sings the nightingale, so happy to behold her. The winds do blow, the moorcocks crow, the moon doth shine so deeply, but deeper by far is my love for mine own lady. Some people say that she is very low in station, and some other people say she'll be the cause of my ruination. Oh, but let them all say what they will, to me she will prove constant still. Till the day that I die, she'll be mine own lovely lady. Thank you.
Thank you. And these questions as well. We sang this last year, and the chorus is up there on the screen for you to sing along, and I think in the bulletin. And someone asked me to do it again this year, so that's why we're including it. But it asks some good questions. Well, did you ever have Kilcannon made with lovely pickled cream? The greens and scallions mingled like a picture in a dream. Did you ever make the hole on top to hold the melt and flake of the creamy flavored butter that our mothers used to make? Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure, the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made Kilcannon in the little skillet pot? Well, did you ever Take potato cake and box tea to the school, tucked underneath your oxter with your books, your slate and rule. And when teacher wasn't looking, sure great big bite you take of the creamy flavored, soft and melting sweet potato cake. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made cold cannon in the little skillet pot. Well, did you ever go a-courting when the evening sun went down, and the moon began a-peeping from behind the hill a-down? You wandered down the boreen where the chloricon were seen. You whispered loving phrases to your own dear sweet Colleen. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made cold cannon in the little skillet pot. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made cold cannon in the little skillet pot. Thank you. And thank you. And once again, the memories flood over us, reminding us of just how important it is to know who we are and where we belong. It's what makes it possible for us to waken each day knowing we have the opportunity to start anew. The Irish poet John O'Donoghue, a big favorite, in his poem On Waking wrote this: I give thanks for arriving safely in a new dawn, for the gift of eyes to see the world, the gift of mind to feel at home in my life, the waves of possibility breaking on the shore of dawn, the harvest of the past that awaits my hunger, and all the furtherings this new day will bring. One of my favorite tunes, I even love the name of it, The Wind That Shakes the Barley. And I don't like wind very much. I don't enjoy the wind, but I love the name of that tune. Often and always, I think, if we are blessed, what roots and binds us to each other is the compassion that we feel for one another. This next song is perhaps the gentlest but most powerful anti-war song I have ever known. This, it considers how it is that we can look deep into our souls to find the compassion needed in order to carry on in the face of hatred. When I first met the man who wrote it, this was what Richard was referring to, Tommy Sands, the great Tommy Sands. He told me that it took him 11 years to write the song, to absolutely get it written down, because it was such a tragic personal loss for him of his two friends. So it's called There Were Roses. My song for you this evening is not to make you sad, or for adding to the sorrows of our troubled northern land. But lately I've been thinking, and the thought won't leave my mind, to tell you of two friends one time who are both good friends of mine. Alan Bell from Bena lived just across the fields, a great man for the music and the dancing and the reels. O'Malley came from South Armagh to court young Alice Fair. We'd often meet in the Ryan Road, and the laughter filled the air. But there were roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. Though Alan was a Protestant, Sean was Catholic born. It never made a difference, for the friendship it was strong. Sometimes in the evening when we'd hear the sounds of drums, we said it won't divide us, we will always be as one. For the soil our fathers plowed, yes, the ground it is the same. The places where we say our prayers have just got different names. We talked about the friends who died, hoped there'd be no more. It's little then we realized the tragedy in store. For there were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. It was on a Sunday morning when the awful news came round. Another killing had been done just outside Newrytown. We knew that Alan danced up there, we knew he liked the band. But when we heard that he was dead, we just could not understand. We gathered at the graveyard on a cold and rainy day. The minister, he closed his eyes and prayed for no revenge. And all of us who knew him from along the Ryan Road bowed our heads and said a prayer for the resting of his soul. And there were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. Well, fear it gripped the countryside. There was fear in every home when the car of death came prowling round the lonely Ryan Road. A Catholic would be killed tonight to even up the score. Oh no, it's young O'Malley they've taken from the door. But Alan was my friend, he cried. He begged them with his tears. Centuries of hatred have ears that cannot hear. An eye for an eye is all that filled their mind. And another eye, till all of us are blind. And there were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. So my song for you this morning is not to make you sad, troubled northern land. Just lately I've been thinking, and the thought won't leave my mind. To tell you of two friends one time, we're both good friends of mine. And I don't know what the moral is, or where this song should end. But I wonder just how many wars are fought between good friends. For those who give the orders aren't the ones to die, you see. It's Bell and O'Malley and the likes of you and me. And there were roses, roses,
there were
roses,
and the tears of the people ran together.
There were roses, roses, there were roses,
And the tears of the people ran together.
Took me about 11 years to be able to sing it once I learned it without breaking into tears. But now as we contemplate that all that being rooted in memories entails, what we realize is that to be truly and well rooted is to be supported in the present and perhaps catapulted into the future. And this church is already thinking about doing that because of the challenge that you heard from Carolyn before about being supportive of this church. And so now, out of the abundance of blessings that we have, a lot of it based on the wonderful memories that we have of the family that is this church, now we give.
What key is this? Of all the money that e'er I've had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure for to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they wish me one more day to stay. But as it falls So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. So I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all.
Well, in closing, I'd like to offer one more poem from John Rodell. O Spirit, please help me keep all my verbs in the present tense. To love now, to honor life now, to forgive now, to concern myself with now. And let me untie myself from the anchor of everything else that is outside of my control. And then there's this blessing from John O'Donohue. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. And to that we say, Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to Pastor Carolyn and Doran and Scott and all of you for having us here again and being so wonderful to us. Let me just tell you where you can find us again. If you're in the mood for the best corned beef in town, come on Tuesday from 11 o'clock to about 2 or 2:30. We'll be there at Shapiro's Deli. They love Irish music, and so for several years we played there through their lunch hour on St. Patrick's Day. Tim will be with us. That's Leslie Shenanigans that day.
All right.
And then, I gave Leslie a shirt a year or so ago that says, I put the she in shenanigans. And it's really true, you know. Then on Tuesday night, we're back at the Aristocrat, Hogeye Navvy, and Tim is our special guest that night, going to be with us. We are so thrilled. And then I just have to tell you that we have a new CD coming out. It is our 10th one. It is our final CD, and it's a double CD, and our CD release party is back at the Aristocrat on Friday night, the 27th of March from 7 to 9. So we're so excited to have this last CD coming. It's different from everything we've done before, so if you have our CDs, this won't be the same. Yeah. There you go. Anyway, Carolyn, turn it over to you.
Well,
thank you all.
We thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Hogeye Navvy. What a blessing for all of us. I'm serious. It does feel like Christmas. I love it. I love it. We want to encourage you to go downstairs today. Hugh, the new intern for First, will be sharing in class the next 3 weeks, and we want to encourage folks to come. His specialty is environmental concerns, and he has a lot to share with us. So go now in peace, now that our souls have been awaking and our spirits are renewed. Join me as we go in peace. Shalom, salam, namaste, peace. Have a good St. Patrick's Day, and I know someone who can drive you home if you need a ride home.